I know, you know, I love to tell people this is just a Lyft job. So I'm not God when I'm just giving a Lyft job. So I like to be just very polite and respectful. Very respectful, very polite, very basic. I have just papers in the car that just say I have a right to exist. All things have a right to exist. I use Jesus as an analogy that spirituality or spiritual things and different kind of like out there belief systems. Everybody has a right to exist with their own belief systems. And that's all. I don't quote the Bible at people. I don't get weird or religiously persecutive. And I just explain that whether you believe I'm a dead God or just a female victim going through something, I have a right to just not be abused in my own vehicle. And those papers are just there because they abuse me in my own vehicle. But I understand I'm not God when I'm driving for Lyft. I'm just a Lyft driver. I'm just paid to be polite and give them a ride to where they're going and be happy about their day, or maybe ask, different things about their life. I love when they're in recovery and they tell me how many months of recovery they have, or when they're going to dialysis. I really just hope they could qualify for a miracle, but I know I'm a Lyft driver. That's not where you talk about it. You just take them to dialysis and you vent on the Facebook video or something. I understand that when I drive for Lyft, I'm just supposed to be polite and friendly and give people a ride to where they're going. But you'd be amazed. People will not stop being so hostile in my own personal space and vehicle all the time. I don't know. I live by the gratitude that I have a job. It's an app job. I don't really think whether I'm a God is something you bring into a car anyway. I like to live by the viewpoint of I wouldn't go into your living room and start weird hostility or aggressive abuse. I wouldn't go into your car and start weird hostility or aggressive abuse. So, please just don't get in my car and be aggressively abusive. I just want to be a basic, happy, polite driver. And I know that my life as a God has nothing to do with a Lyft job. But you'd be amazed. Like I said, people just get in this car and turn into Hitler or turn into weirdos. I got that video camera. So I got one of these, that video records. As soon as I got that video recorder, they weren't as violent or threateningly violent once they knew they were being recorded. And then once I put the pieces of paper in the car that say, whether I'm a dead God or just a sad female victim, all things have a right to be respected and, live within the laws of having a right to exist and be respected. And then I just put a Jesus picture and said Jesus and I, all things have a right to exist, whether we're spiritually different or not. And that's it. Just basic, please respect that, I'm a Lyft driver. And what I am on a Facebook or YouTube is not in the car at that second to be your aggressive problem to bring into the car. And really, I wouldn't go to their house or car and aggressively abuse them, no matter what they've done or said against me. So, seriously, like I tell people all the time, I don't even know who you are, and I wouldn't go out of my way to even care who you are. I'm a God. You are the sum total of your choices. I'm a God. I see your soul and your morals and how good of a person you are or are not. I would never sit in your house and stalk or harass or abuse you or your car or anything else. And oh my gosh, you would just be amazed how much they will get in my private space and never stop abusing me. But the video stopped a lot of the abuse. The pieces of paper stopped a lot of abuse. So now it's just going to be, I guess, a little bit of that weird religious aggression or whatever here and there. Maybe I could think of something to write on a piece of paper to stop that.